It's finally time. After delays upon delays, we've finally been blessed with Vow of Iron, Deepwoken's long-awaited hardcore game mode, and in terms of first impressions, it has not disappointed. Let's cut the slack. You're here to learn all about Vow of Iron's story, why the world looks completely different, why all the monsters you encounter are so much stronger, and above all, why and how you're able to travel back in time. That's right, we're dealing with Deepwoken's first departure into time travel. It has been a long time coming. If you want to see more explanation videos covering Deepwoken lore, make sure to like the video and subscribe. It only takes a second and you can always unsubscribe at any time. I'm pretty much the only guy that makes lore videos, so sorry you're stuck with me. With that well out the way, let's begin delving into the lore behind Vow of Iron, Deepwoken's hardest challenge. Vow of Iron itself is marketed as Deepwoken's equivalent to a hardcore game mode. If you choose to embark on a journey under the Vow of Iron, you're in for a hard time. One death sends you straight to the depths and you'll be massacred by the absurdly strong monsters in the depths trial. Agamatsu himself stated that Vow of Iron would likely take players over a week of straight playing to complete. Now that you understand the basic gameplay mechanics, let's talk about the story behind this new challenge, because there's a lot to wrap our heads around here. For starters, let's talk about when Vow of Iron is set. If you've been eagerly anticipating the release of Vow of Iron, or you've simply been keeping up with Deepwoken socials, you've likely already seen the Vow of Iron cinematic trailer that was posted by the Deepwoken team on YouTube. If you didn't, you're not missing out on much, well, except for one detail. The reveal that Vow of Iron is set exactly 38 years in the past. Nactagonis confirmed in a Discord message that the current canon year is 1271, and Vow of Iron's trailer revealed that the game mode would be set in the year 1233, exactly 38 years before the events of the main game. This is all well and good, but we should probably address the elephant in the room. How are we able to travel back in time in the first place? Well, these secrets you're looking for can be found by speaking to the guy named the Reclaimer of the Recollection, okay, who has some crazy reveals to share with us. Well met, Inheritor. Is there something I can assist with? How am I to proceed? As best you can. You must live out the memories of the one who created your memento. Many of the Circle made their way to the Monastery of Myr, found at Aratel's Peak, not far from the Viridian Sanctuary estate belonging to the Etrian Royalists. I believe a powerful foe may lie in wait there, so be prepared. Rather than a regular human born of this time period, we are instead a memento. In Deepwoken standard mode, you're born as a pathfinder, destined to forge your own story and blaze your own legacy. In Vow of Iron, however, you're playing through a story that has already been completed. Why? Because you're simply someone else's memories. This is also why Vow of Iron forces you to choose between available pre-planned builds instead of you crafting your own. You pretty much have no free will, and your path has already been planned out for you. It appears as if your goal is to merely live out the memories of the person who's created your memento. In my opinion, it's fairly likely that a memento is a shell rather than a person itself. It's possible that a person from the current day is able to just possess a memento like a ship that existed sometime in the past, but don't take that as concrete. Regardless, in Vow of Iron, we're playing through someone's memories as a memento. In terms of why we're doing this, I believe that answer is hinted at by dialogue provided by the same weird-sounding NPC if you wipe during a Vow of Iron run. Inheritor, your connection to this memory has drifted much too far for me to steer back on course. Is there nothing you can do? I'm afraid not. Failing a miracle, this is where the story ends. I understand. Return to me once you are ready to wake. I trust you are ready to leave. This story may be lost, but the memories aren't. We must try again. While a memento contains memories that can be relived, it appears as if the story itself must be manually played out to completion, and you must obey the original story, hence your involvement here. You're embodying the memento of someone important, and this Reclaimer of the Recollection character clearly needs you to play the memento out to completion, just as the original person did, likely to solve some sort of mystery. Because I'm scripting this video literally hours after Vow of Iron's release, we currently have no idea what the Reclaimer is attempting to learn from this memento we're playing through, but I do have some details about whose memories we may be experiencing here. The Reclaimer, as shown previously, inferred that our character was a member of something called the Circle before their untimely demise, and that they were apparently traveling to the Monastery of Myr, found at the peak of Aratel. Myr's appearance here, as Myr is essentially a god only mentioned in Etris, this infers that these memories may have belonged to an Etrian, but there's one problem here. Just look at this map. While this map may look complicated at first, there's actually only one major geographical difference: the removal of the entirety of Arisia. Why is Arisia missing exactly? Well, it's because it's currently in the Void Sea. If you didn't know, Arisia does not belong to the Eastern Luminant like the rest of the islands we find in-game. Arisia actually drifted into the Eastern Luminant from the depths of the Void Sea after it broke off from Seltor during the Great Drowning. Was that a bit too much? Look, basically, Arisia was part of Seltor, big drowning, island break off, Arisia floating away because of big drowning. Arisia, enters Void Sea, lost in time. Suddenly, not that long ago, boom, comes out of Void Sea, settles at Eastern Luminant. Okay? As we can clearly see, Arisia had not yet returned from this Void Sea as of 38 years ago. Thus, the entire island, as well as, sorry fan artists, the Duke of Arisia, are absent from the world of Vow of Iron. Besides that, other geographical changes are limited to landscaping, as well as visual touch-ups and changes. Once again, I'm rushing this video out, so I haven't really had a chance to look very well for myself, but looks like Miner's Landing is covered in molten rock, Aratel looks like a good bit greener than it does in the present day, and the Hive, yeah, it barely changed, come on, a toothpick changes everything. It's not just that though, there's an entirely new race hidden inside of Vow of Iron. No, I'm not lying. When you go to create your character that'll adopt the memento I mentioned earlier, you're obviously able to roll for a race, or an aspect to speak officially, for your character. However, Vow of Iron's roll chances have been reversed. Aspects that are typically rarer, like Tyrans, are much more common, for example. It's not just them though, you can also become a Drakid, which is typically a race exclusive to handouts from developers. However, the real surprise comes if you're lucky enough while rolling for an aspect. If you fancy your chances and want to bleed 20 billion Robux, you may roll the Levit aspect, which is clearly inspired by rabbits. I never thought we'd have a humanoid rabbit race in Deepwoken because, well, I'm sure you can put the pieces together. But what makes this even stranger is the fact that the Levits don't exist anywhere else. They're exclusive to Vow of Iron, and the description of the signature ability only confuses their existence. Your existence is questionable. No one understands where you've come from. Your ability reflects this. Reverse your actions with the cooldown scaling with the time. Levits clearly have more to them than simply being an aspect that went extinct before the events of the main game, or something lame like that. I'd wager that the Levits are somehow able to mess with time, and that they've now ended up scattered across various mementos. It's impossible to say right now, but these humanoid rabbit things are very clearly time travelers of some sort, considering how their ability reflects where the Levits have come from, and their ability is literally reversing time. In fact, the very description of their aspect states that they quite literally only persist in memory alone. They are an enigmatic folk, only found within reclaimed mementos. There's more to discuss here than just Levits too. The depths now gives you ailments like megalophobia, mania, atrophy, cyberphobia. Look mate, just don't go to the depths, alright? The point is that there's a whole new world here to explore. The last Maestro before Evangard looks like an edgelord, and he apparently one-taps you if you talk to him. There's green Lifeweave Sand Knights flying around. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a while before Vow of Iron is properly dissected. However, I do want to comment on the rest of the underlying story at play here. It appears as if the memento you're inhabiting was once an individual deeply embroiled in Etrian politics. From what I've seen thus far, it appears as if we're going to be thrust deep into the throes of Etrian conflict, as we're torn between the choice to align with the authority or reclaim the monastery of Myr mentioned by the Reclaimer earlier. You also need to defeat a shogun clad in black with an impossibly long sword in order to progress. Yeah, I think I'll be waiting for you guys to get past that. I'll stick to Slime Rancher and Animal Crossing, thanks. Regardless, that's all I've got to say about Vow of Iron thus far. By the time you're seeing this, it will have likely been less than half a day since the update release, so there's not much time for me to cover this yet. Of course, I'll be making more content on it, but please chill on me if this video is scrappy or the information gets outdated, man. I made this in like 2 hours and I need my money. Anyhow, stay safe, stay well, take care of yourselves. Much love.